For such a simple, dumb fun series, The Fast and Furious has a surprisingly complicated timeline, something almost resembling an overarching story. In chronological order, the films go 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 7, 8 as a spin off, and then 9. Basically, it's not just all Coronas, family, Dodge Chargers, and R shots.
Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should.
Fast and Furious 1 is basically everything you've already heard about it. It's just Point Break with street racers. But instead of doing cool crimes like robbing banks, these lot just steal shit like DVD players. Even though the film is all about the family, most of the cast of this one don't even return in any of the films, except for the four proper main characters. It's Dom, Letty, Brian, and Mia, and together they use more NOS than the average British teenager on a Friday night. Second verse, same as the first, really. Best thing about this movie is the title, Too Fast, Too Furious. The plot is basically the same as the first. Brian goes undercover with a bunch of street racers to do some undercover cop stuff. But instead of Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez, it's just Tyrese and Ludacris.
You know what DK stands for? Donkey Kong.
Tokyo Drift is a Fast and Furious film and most about cars, meaning it made the least amount of money. The only established character that even appears in this one is Dom for a cameo at the end. It's the weirdest film in the series because it's actually about street racing and none of the other mental bullshit that usually goes on. The character who teaches the main guy to Tokyo Drift is called Han, and he dies at the end.
Ride or die, remember?
Now this is where it will get serious. This is a film where they'd stop pretending to be about street racing and decide it's now an action series about superheroes. Dom can now just shrug off bullets to the chest and just hold up a car engine with one arm. So Letty randomly dives off screen, and Dom goes to where she died to do some Batman detective vision thing where he recreates the crime in his mind. Because Letty's not about, Dom wants to show Gal Gadot now instead. And that's our first DC actor. This will be important later. Other than that, the only thing that happens in this one is Dom goes on a warpath to get revenge for Letty.
Give me the damn veggies.
The Rock is finally here, and he gets some of the best lines in the film.
All else, we don't ever let them get in the cars.
Oh yeah, and that's the second DC actor and the second scary bald man. His sidekick in this one is Dom's second love interest since Letty died. She's going to be important later as well. This film is a complete genre change from all the other films. The rest are all action films, but this one's just a full-on heist movie. Everybody's in
Brazil,
and they want to rob the fella who runs Rio. They need to bring the whole family back together for this one. There's Tish and Roman from Fast and Furious 2, Gal Gadot and the other two from Fast and Furious, then Han. Yes, this Han. The crime boss has got a massive safe full of cash in a police station, and they spend the whole movie trying to work out how to sneak out the cash with nobody knowing. But then, at the end of the film, they just decide to ignore all of that and just drive a car through the wall and yank the safe through the streets of Rio. This makes for one of the dumbest and best action scenes ever. At the start of this one, Dom finds out Letty's actually alive after they teased it at the end of Fast 5. Dom's new bird is still around though, which makes things a bit awkward when she's just like, yeah, fuck it, go for it. This leads to the family fighting the evil versions of themselves in London. Letty's on the bad guy team for most of the film because amnesia, and her rival is The Rock's new partner. They both change teams after this happened. Then it's the infamous Endless Runway. Worked out to be at least 18 miles long, which is quite long. Then it ends with Gal Gadot dying by falling like 6 foot, which is quite weird considering this is Fast and Furious, so why the fuck did that kill her? If this was Dom or Letty, they would have landed on another car, said something about family, and then killed the guy she was shooting anyway. Either way, she dies. Then after that, Han dies again, but this time it was Jason Statham that did it. The third scary bald man in the series.
Race wars. We invented it.
It's hard to know where to start with this one. It's a bit fucking busy. Jason Statham's hunting everyone down because his brother, the villain from the last film, is in hospital. Han's dead after the last film, so then he goes after The Rock, who rock bottoms him through a table because these people are full-on superheroes at this point. Neither of them lose because The Rock's got a clause in his contract where he can't lose fights. But The Rock just sits in the hospital for the rest of the film, until this point where he just flexes off his cast. These films are also about tracking down super weapons now, so Kurt Russell's here. So now this film's juggling this super weapon, which can look through and control basically any camera, which was made by this hacker who they want to introduce to the family. Jason Statham trying to kill everyone. This guy who's just doing terrorist stuff. Of course, they want to jump a car through the Burj Khalifa and somehow do all of this while paying respects to Paul Walker, who died during filming. Oh yeah, and Michelle Rodriguez has to fight Ronda Rousey and a bunch of trained guards and still win. The ending is the best bit. There's just this random car chase while Vin Diesel and Jason Statham hit each other with sticks. Dom says the best one-liner in the series.
Thing about street fights, the street always wins.
And then fucking buries him in a car park. The whiplash of going from that to an actually fitting tribute to Paul Walker is fucking crazy.
So nobody you want to tell me why you just put me in a room with this tea and crumpets eating criminal, some bitch?
You thought the last film had a lot of characters. This one brings back everyone and attracting a few new ones for a good measure. This film's new big bad is Charlize Theron with the worst haircut you will ever see. She's the evil hacker Cypher who makes Dom do evil stuff for her, but how could Dom turn on his family? Turns out he had a kid with a Brazilian girl, and oops, now she's dead. It's alright, everybody forgot about her at this point anyway. But still, Dom's being a little fucker both in the film and apparently behind the scenes because him and The Rock just hate each other now and basically don't share any scenes. Anyway, the bad guys steal a submarine, so Cypher can start a nuclear war. There's a submarine car chase, and The Rock and Jason Statham have a gay prison break where they try their best not to shag each other. And just like that, Jason Statham's on the team. His brother was working for Cypher all along, so they're all alright now. So then they meet Jason Statham's mum, Dame Helen Mirren. This isn't even just a cameo, she is an important part of these films now. Then Cypher controls like 50 cars at a time so she can actually get involved in an action scene. While Jason Statham and his brother juggle a baby. Cypher gets away in the end so they can justify the next film.
I'm Black Superman.
But before we get to the next film, The Rock and Vin Diesel just absolutely hate each other in real life now, so they're being separated by different films. After the campy prison break they had in Fate, these two big bold bastards are at it on their own. They've been compared to the superhero films for too long now, so now this film just is one. Idris Elba is basically just a supervillain with a cool bike who's going to destroy the world with some super virus against these two who keep making small dick jokes at each other. The Rock holds a helicopter down with one arm just because he can. Then they all go to Samoa just so The Rock could somehow force Roman Reigns into this.
Space!
John Cena has arrived, and there is the third major DC actor. It's Vin Diesel's younger brother, and they're supposed to be around the same age, but Vin Diesel is like 10 years older than John Cena, so it just looks a bit weird. But either way, John Cena is Dom's never before mentioned brother Jacob, who Dom thinks killed their dad in this. He shows up for the first time 30 years later, while the family just casually picking up a super weapon that can hack into any electronic device ever. This will probably make you think he's the main villain, especially considering he was all over all the ads. But no, he's working for this kid, he's got Sophie in a box, and she's got another shit haircut. He's just here so when John Cena eventually turns babyface, Dom can realise he didn't mean to kill their dad. The film still has a villain. Han's back again too. Turns out he didn't die here. Kurt Russell faked his death so he can look after a kid. But fuck that noise, let's get to the most important part, the climax. Tej and Roman launch a car into space. Straight into fucking orbit, with no plan on how to land or do anything up there. Cypher turns out to be a main villain again, and John Cena's a member of the family. But when all hope is lost, they ram a car through a fucking satellite. I haven't seen the new film yet, but it's got Jason Momoa as the main villain, and that is the fourth major DC actor.